Hey guys, welcome back to Hype RC. Super exciting day here at the shop. I finally got my hands on the new ARRMA Granite Grom. They are dubbing this a small scale basher. The BLX 1/10 Granite is absolutely one of my favorite bashers of all time. This thing has seen many a mailbox post, flips, and cartwheels, and I have just bashed the living daylights out of this thing, and it has stood up to the test of time. So when I saw that they were going to come out with a mini version, I absolutely could not wait to get my hands on it. I just picked this up from Hobbytown USA today. These are not online release. These are in-store purchase only, so you're going to have to go to your local hobby shop to pick one up, and you know how I like to support the local hobby shops. So let's go ahead and get this dude over to the bench and see exactly what comes in the box. All right, guys, let's go ahead and see what comes in the box. Packaged very nicely. So, of course, we have our rig. Very nice. That's super sharp. Nothing like peeling off fresh plastic off a new RC. Super sharp. What else do we have in here? Packaged up very nice. We have our remote. It's like an SLT2 remote. It is an SLT2 remote. Very nice. And then a big package here. What is that? I'm not quite sure what that is in the front. We're going to have to go ahead and get all this stuff pulled out of the pack and laid out, and we'll take a look at exactly what it is. All right, guys, let's take an up-close look at what comes out of the box. So you get your SLT2 remote. This is a very nice remote for this. You can do it one-handed, very easy. It's got steering rate and steering trim. They go ahead and give you 4 AA batteries to get that remote up and running. They give you the newest USB-C and standard USB charger for the battery, a very nice assortment of shock spacers to tune that suspension in. And then they give you this card, and on the back it's got some links to support and upgraded parts, which is very cool. And then something I've never seen from ARRMA before is basically a metal handle hex driver. Super cool for being able to work on this rig. They also give you a standard Allen key, which is nice. And then you get this technical pack. It's got the exploded view for this rig, so all the part numbers and everything on it. And then a very detailed instruction manual, which is very, very nice. For somebody that's just getting into the hobby, this goes into very in-depth detail for you. So let's go ahead and take an up-close look at the rig itself. So let's take an up-close look at our Granite Grom. So this thing really is just a shrunk-down version of the 1/10 scale Granite. Very nice heavy-duty front and rear bumper. These are the same D-boot Fortress tires that come on the larger version. These are vented, but they do not have foams in them. The exact same wheels as the 10th scale as well. And if you'll notice, this does not have any body pins on it. So ARRMA has finally gone to a clipless system. This has got 2 little buttons that you push here in the back, and the body just goes ahead and pops right off and slides forward. So this goes into the front shock tower, and then these 2 little pins slide right down in here, and this is a spring-loaded system to let it go. So let's go ahead and talk about the electronics in this. So this is a 28-turn 380 brushed motor with a 16-tooth pinion that goes to a 59-tooth spur gear. This is the new SLT 2-in-1 25-amp ESC, and then this is the new SX110 metal geared waterproof servo on the bottom. It does have oil-filled shocks all the way around, which actually feel very nice right out of the factory. It's got dog bones that go out to the wheels. This does have bearings throughout, so this is very nice. It's got these extra ribs here on the side. It's a very stiff chassis, so I'm very, very impressed with this so far. And it comes with a 1400 milliamp 30C 2S battery. This is an IC2 connector that goes to it. So enough talking about this, man. Let's get this battery charged up and get this thing out for a bash. ARRMA Granite Grom 2S Speed Run. "19 miles an hour." All right, guys, I had an absolute blast getting out and test running this vehicle. It performed pretty darn well, and we'll say this, the #1 pro for this rig, it is absolutely ARRMA tough. I did not break anything, nothing overheated to the point that it shut down. I didn't pop any dog bones out on this thing, so it performed very well. The next pro for this, I really like the SLT2 remote system for this. The small 2-in-1 ESC fits in a small rig like this, plus it's got steering trim and steering rate on the controller, and you can tune that throttle down to 50%, because I can see a lot of parents buying something like this for their kids for Christmas, and with a little bit of a learning curve, you can turn that throttle down to 50%, learn how to drive this rig around, and then bump it up to 100% and let them take off. Next, the little servo that came in this is all metal geared, and it performed pretty darn well. Most RTR servos are very underpowered and don't do very well. This one I did not actually have any problems with. I thought it performed very well. And then the 1400 milliamp battery gave me well over a half hour of fun bashing time at full speed, so that was actually a lot of fun. But that takes me right into the cons for this. So the #1 con for me is absolutely that this has proprietary batteries for it. I don't have a Spektrum Smart charger. I have two very nice hobby grade chargers, and I cannot charge this battery up. And then the little charger that does come with it doesn't even come with the USB plug to plug into the wall. That's something you have to go out and buy extra, and it takes forever to charge this battery up on that little thing. The next con is that the body clip system on this the front one came off multiple times while I was out bashing this rig. I nose planted a couple times and it popped that front right off, and that's just a pain in the butt for a basher that you're going to, cartwheel and tumble and land on the roof, and that body keeps popping off. That's something that really needs to stay on. I do have a quick, easy fix for that. I think a nice piece of foam on the back side of this front bumper will keep that body pushed back into place. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult to put the body on to begin with, but if you can keep that body on while you're out there bashing, I think that'd totally be worth it. Next, the con for this is this thing got very, very hot. I definitely recommend buying a fan and getting it mounted to the top of that heat sink on this. You don't want to heat that motor up to, 180, 190 degrees and start cooking this system. So I would have liked to have seen this come with a brushless system in it, but that little 380 motor did get us 19 miles an hour, so it actually performs pretty darn well for a brushed system. And so all in all for this rig, for me, it gets about a 7.5 out of 10. It was an absolute blast to get out and run around. I'm going to try to get that front body from unlatching, and that's just kind of a pain in the butt. I'm going to get a fan put on and keep that motor cooled down, and then in the future I'm probably going to go ahead and just get a second one of these, because I don't want to avoid the 2-year warranty that comes with this, which is a huge pro for this rig, that you get a 2-year warranty. So if the ESC goes, the motor goes, the servo goes, you've got a 2-year guaranteed warranty from ARRMA to replace those parts, which is better than anybody else in the RC business. Hands down, best warranty warranty in the business. You know, so I like it. I would recommend it for 139 bucks. You're getting quite a nice little rig. You know, the oil-filled shocks perform very well. So all in all, I do like this rig. So don't forget to support your local hobby shop. Badge, crawl, repeat. Hit that subscribe and like button for me and ring the bell so you can catch my next video. We'll see you next time.